Well, hello and welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and if you want to make sense of the insanity of the world, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get down to it. This is trending online. You might remember Judge Cedric Simpson. He was the one of that episode, this very funny episode that was this Zoom call of a guy who had a suspended license, and he was in the Zoom call driving. And well, Judge Simpson went all out on him for that. So he takes he has this no BS approach. And regardless the color of your skin, I've even heard many good comments about Judge Cedric Simpson. But this time, we get a guy, and not everybody, I'm sorry, a lot of people on X were saying that, oh, this was racist. This is a race thing. The judge is taking advantage of, the race divide or whatever. What happened? That this man that you see right here, this white man, okay, right here on the top of the screen, begin cussing at the judge. And I'm going to play the clip, and you're going to hear the words, very strong words. The actual strong words are not captioned, but you're gonna hear them. So it's like a warning. You gotta have very explicit language in here.
It's trespassing. I could technically leave and you guys could issue a warrant as long as I don't return. You can just kiss my ass. This is
you know what? No. I'm gonna tell you what. You don't come in here. You don't.
Fuck you.
Okay. That's contempt. That's 93. Keep going.
Fuck you.
That's another
Fuck you
93.
again.
That's another 93.
Fucking game.
That's another 93. That's another 93. That's 6 93s consecutive.
So just to be clear, we're talking about more than 500 days in jail for disrespecting a judge and court. Some people are saying this is he was unhinged, that is too much. I'm going to give you my opinion and how this should work. I mean, and some people are talking about the First Amendment, that you have freedom of speech. Right, that's one thing. One thing is that you have the freedom to express whatever comes through your mind. That is one thing. The other thing is that you are not free from the consequences of disrespecting a courtroom. And this is how human nature works. And I think the judge did the right call. Why do I think the judge made the right call? Because you're in a courtroom. It is expected of you to have some decorum and politeness regardless of what is going on. It's supposed that you're in a justice system, and this has nothing to do with color of skin or if you like or not, whatever is the sentence of the judge. You should behave. That is what your attorney is going to tell you every time. Dress properly, try to stand up when you have to stand up, and all that stuff. That is normal, and that is the bare minimum that you should be doing. That is just behaving properly. So, as I study human nature, Judge Simpson, it's very easy to understand this. If you're at a courtroom in front of a judge and you say this improper words, kiss my, like he said, once, and the judge reacts the way that you're saying, and you keep telling the judge to go F himself multiple times, even if he's telling you, what does it imply? And I'm sure that the guy's attorney was telling him to just shut up. It means that you will not be able to control yourself in daily situations. That's something that you have to extrapolate. Okay, he literally has the right to say whatever he wants. But it means that the guy doesn't have emotional self-control. And that is really dangerous. How can you just let someone who cannot control himself like this just drive a car on the street. For example, I'm just making an example out of this. I don't know the details of the case, but if you react like this in front of a judge, then what do you expect from us to think that what's going to happen once you are out there? How are you going to control yourself? So people are using the First Amendment of the United States, which defends freedom of speech, to justify grown-up baby behavior. He's acting like a baby. I'm speaking my mind. I have the right to do this. This doesn't work like that. And that's why it's so hard for people to comprehend what does it mean to have a high trust society. A high trust society is achieved when every single one, or the majority of the population, understands that it's about of coexisting, and that coexisting means that, well, you have to behave in a certain way. You don't have complete freedom of behavior in any way you want. That's how you have anarchy. That you cannot have that. It's that simple if you want a high trust society. And I would tell you that that's why so many people flee their countries and go to high trust societies, because, well, they want some order. Now, in that case, and I have other videos about that, it is expected of you that if you go to a country where there is a high trust society, you will abide by the laws. And some laws are unwritten. There are simple laws of correct behaving that or maybe you have a tough upbringing, maybe you live in a tough neighborhood, maybe you are going through things. It can happen. This guy on top, he could be going through things. Everyone can have a bad day or a bad week, bad month, bad year, whatever. But it is expected of you that you assume the consequences, not only of your actions, but whatever is you are going through, and try to control yourself. If you don't have the emotional regulation to control yourself in this kind of settings, it says a lot about how are you going to react in other situations in which it is not going to be a judge. Maybe it's going to be a lady in front of you or someone else in front of you, and you're going to be upset, and you will say, you will believe that since you live in a free country, you are free to act and behave whatever you please. So, in my opinion, this is of course a decision of the judge, but I think it was the right call. This is how you achieve some kind of high trust society in the kind of insanity that we are living today, in this kind of anarchy that we are living today. And when everybody wants to, not everybody, but so many people wants to act like, well, I have freedom to do as I please. What are you going to do about it? This is a free country. I can't. And that's, I would not compare the United States to other countries. I think that is not fair. But it's undeniable that so many things are happening, both in the United States and the United Kingdom, and that it's not going the way that it is expected of countries which have such a long history of like high trust societies. As I've told you in another video, it's like I lived in Venezuela. Sadly, we are not that kind of society. You know, it's the one who is smarter and more sharp and more. If you can take advantage of the things, I always hated that, and that's why I always look at the United States as this is what I want. And afterwards, Japan. Okay, Japan is a high trust society because they understand as at a general level how you should behave. So that's my take on this. If you want a high trust society, you need to model behavior, and sometimes it's tough love what people need. But I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Body Language Guy. Much love and bliss.